Hi everyone, I'm back again with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about some K-pop trends that have been notably really prevalent this past year in 2020 and are low-key kind of my pet peeves. I don't really know how to word it properly. This video isn't meant to be taken too seriously, as this is mainly just a small outlet for me to get some things off my chest and off my mind. None of what I'm saying is like factual, and it's just my opinion, trends I've noticed. And even more so, compared to my other videos, these are mainly personal biases as opposed to more fleshed out holistic opinions. I'm not saying these things have to be changed or I'm specifically hating on any of the trends mentioned in this video. It's just my personal thoughts and opinions. And as always, if you like the video, please feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. So the first trend is reusing group identities within the same company. Two of the biggest groups I'd say to have breakout hits this year would be Golden Child and April amongst especially international fandoms. I've seen La La Li La 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 from April on the top of most people's lists for the top comebacks of 2020, as well as people praising Golden Child's unique mature concept change starting with Wannabe. Again, no slander to these people enjoying these concept changes, sound changes, but am I the only one seeing Golden Child and April's companies, Woollim and DSP Media respectively, essentially reusing their senior group's sound and image onto their younger groups? As soon as I heard La La Li La La La, I immediately thought that it sounded like a Kara song from its electronic synths and overall production. I think DSP Media low-key thought that since April's original storybook concept wasn't doing too well, they just turned them into Kara with the iconic disco synth E1 production. I think it's even more identifiable with Golden Child. If you listen to Wannabe, Without You, or One Lucid Dream, basically their past three comebacks with their image change or they started getting a lot of recognition for it, it's extremely, and I mean like very, very, very reminiscent to older Infinite songs such as The Eye, Destiny, and Back. This is most recognized by the drawn-out building intro and verses that lead into a lengthy double chorus. Listen to any of the Infinite songs I just mentioned and any of the Golden Child songs I just mentioned, and the structure is essentially identical. First of all, I'm not saying this trend is bad at all, and honestly, these past few releases from April and Golden Child have been my top favorite all year and like all time, but I think it's because I do stan Infinite and Kara, and these comebacks were essentially their sound style with a different group. I understand image and sound changes, and I have talked about them in length before, but I just wished this change in identity wasn't exactly identical to their senior groups, because I just kind of feel like it was a loss of creativity in the company. Yes, from a business standpoint, it does make a lot of sense, and these songs compositionally are really, really good, but it's hard to view these groups as separate concepts from other groups in their company. It also worries me when Infinite comes back from enlistment because their concepts with Golden Child are now like very, very similar, and I just hope this isn't a trend with other companies as more fourth-gen groups are debuting. Another thing I've noticed is the unpopular opinion videos trend and clickbait. On the off chance I do watch an unpopular K-pop opinions video, most of the time in the video or the title or thumbnail, it says that this trend is over or dead. Like, obviously it's not, because I get like hundreds of these videos recommended to me like every single time I watch a YouTube video. Even I know this because my opinion videos do the best out of the rest of my channel. Unpopular K-pop opinions videos have been around for a while, but they most recently notably surged in 2020 and is some of the main content that K-pop YouTuber channels do. Yes, it might just be for clickbait reasons, saying like unpopular K-pop opinions because this trend is over or anything like that, or like I'm late to the trend, but like, yeah, clickbait, but also like stop saying the trend is over because it's so popular. Just admit it. Just people are like, when will this trend die out? And I'm like, I don't think it will. To be honest, I don't think the unpopular opinion videos trend will die out. I feel like it's a staple in K-pop YouTube content now. And that's not saying I'm sick of the trend, I'm just sick of people saying the trend is over, because it's not. Another K-pop pet peeve I have from 2020 is streaming platforms and uploading songs. This might be a bit minor to some, but for me, I use Spotify to mainly listen to K-pop releases. This has been a thing for a while, but most notably in 2020, I've been noticing a huge trend of not releasing the song or album on streaming platforms until 24 hours after the initial release. I do recognize that this is to promote streaming, as there is a lot more emphasis on streaming culture in K-pop fandoms now, but sometimes the music video compresses the audio quality and it's harder to find the rest of the album to listen to. Most groups are fine with releasing this though, so this is really just minor. It's just that to me, the first day or so of a release really solidifies whether I like it or not, and it's a bit harder to listen to it on a different interface. This is just like a minor trend pet peeve I have. It's not that big of a deal. And for the last trend I've noticed in 2020 is using quote-unquote underrated groups for clout. Okay, so this is going to be a bit company specific, but it is kind of like an umbrella opinion to most of those groups that are coined as underrated by international fans. So aside from a few instances, more so their debut and first one or two comebacks, Cube has relatively given CLC and Pentagon the assets they need to succeed, and K-pop fans still talk a lot of lip about them, and there's been a huge increase in this in 2020. Yes, Cube is not perfect, and I'm not defending them at all, but people constantly say that these groups are mistreated by their company, and that's why they're not popular with the general public. What I found about these coined underrated groups, I put it in quotes because these groups are pretty well known in the general international K-pop fandom. There are a lot more new goo groups that are actually overlooked, but these are decently mid-tier groups for their generation. But what I've noticed about these groups is that people will complain about the low music video views or no music show wins, but they never really put their money or effort where their mouth is. Of course, not everyone has the means and assets to support their faves financially, but honestly, international fans in general just don't bulk buy as much as Southeast Asian fan sites. But if you don't want your group to remain relatively mid-tier, which isn't even bad, buy their albums and support them to gain profits instead of having the audacity to complain about low sales and low views on Twitter. You can recognize a group is underappreciated without blaming the company. It's just I find these fandoms, people will say they stan these groups for clout, but not actually support them when it comes time for their comebacks. And that concludes this video. Sorry these weren't super planned out or three-dimensional as some of my other opinion videos, but these are just general nuances and trends that have become really prevalent in 2020 that I hope that we could maybe change or leave in the upcoming new year. Otherwise, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please feel free to leave suggestions for future videos as well, as we're getting to the end of the year. I'll start those like year-end compilation videos, but let me know what opinions and commentary you'd like to see. So I'll see you all next Wednesday. Thank you again for all the support. Bye.